Hello, my name is Kelsey Fisher, and today I'm going to be talking about the politics of water scarcity in developing countries. Water is the scarcest resource in the world. In fact, almost 40% of countries rely on rivers that are shared by at least two countries, which is why water scarcity has become a political issue worldwide and can be referred to as hydropolitics. To show how scarce water is, I used this diagram from the article The Politics of Water Scarcity. In the top of this diagram, you can see that there is only 2.5% of water on Earth is fresh water, and we only have access to less than 1%, as most of it is in glaciers or deep underground. Below, you can see that with this little access to fresh water, it is harder for countries to have access to safe drinking water. As you can see, most of the regions that lack access to safe water are developing regions like sub-Saharan Africa, East Asia, and the Middle East. Breaking it down even more, there is 1 in 6 people that have no access to clean drinking water. Like I mentioned, there are a lot of political issues within water scarcity, two of these being the political borders and the relationship between water and energy. The issue within political borders is that countries are sharing water. For example, in the Middle East, the rivers flow from country to country, and therefore the countries that are downstream are affected by the countries that are upstream. So the countries upstream can have clean and safe water, but if they contaminate the river, they then contaminate the water of the countries below them. The relationship between water and energy is dependable, and as you can see in this diagram, water is used to produce fossil fuel production, biofuel, hydropower, thermoelectric cooling, and more. And vice versa, energy helps water in wastewater treatment, drinking water treatment, and pumping and distribution. This give and take relationship makes it hard for a country that lacks both resources to survive without support of other countries, which then brings more tension between the developing world and the developed world. Water scarcity also brings a lot of social implications. The world's population is growing, and with the population growing, there is a higher demand for water. This growing population also leads to more pollution within the water. The, then there's also gender inequality. As women spend their day trying to collect water, they then in turn are sacrificing a job or education. Some of these women in the developing world have to travel miles just to get a bucket of water and therefore have no time to do anything else. Closely related to gender inequality is income inequality, because the poorest people in the world remain poor as long as they are struggling daily to obtain water. People in developing countries have to spend their day finding water instead of going to school and advancing. Another huge social implication water scarcity has is on children. There are 2,000 children under the age of 5 that die every day from diarrheal diseases, and about 1,800 of these deaths are linked to water, sanitation, and hygiene issues. To put into perspective, a child dies every 20 seconds from a water-related disease, and water-related diseases cause 1 of every 4 child deaths in the world. Most of these children are in the developing world, and because of where they were born, they may not even have a chance to live. So what does this mean for the future? With our water being so scarce today, it is only going to get scarcer. In fact, it is predicted by 2050 that the world's demand for water will grow by 55%. There are solutions to ensure water protection. The solutions are monitoring population growth, governments operating in an urgent matter, political conflict and tension reduction to reinforce cooperation, and support from leading international organizations. Luckily for us, the United Nations has already stepped in, and one of its sustainable development goals is directly linked to trying to solve water scarcity. There is hope for a better and water-filled future. Here are my references, and I hope you enjoyed my presentation. Thank you.